I did file the civil rights on the White House and on against Joe Biden and Obama. And I had Donald Trump in this thing. God would not put up a narcissist in American businesses and black and white racism and how they treat their kids and how their kids act. God should not have to deal with that, but Obama can talk about he my brother's keeper, but my brother's keeper understand. God would not back down from black racism and black narcissist behavior in an American business with a white man or a black man or a black woman or a white man and how they act. And we can learn how to work with challenges. And this is why Dylan Miller with Joe Biden and Trump got with Joe Biden and all of these things. Under the disability CEO department, we are gonna go to we're gonna hire more people to go help people out with CBLs. And when Walmart employee do it by yourself, no, we're gonna hire more people. And under that, and we're gonna go to schools, we're gonna do stuff together. And I said, Walmart, do you want to be a part of this change together? And hire more people to go help people out with CBLs. Then most Social Security workers are going to get off of campus, get off of workers. They're going to have a support manager, assistant off campus manager at Social Security. Is going to go to jobs and they're going to go talk to people and they're going to get back and forth. It's about helping out together and changing the world together. And Walmart, certain things, people they can't do everything that I can do. Because I try to push it a little bit so they can help Walmart, our employees bring the bin out, help them with the clothes in the clothes department, help them with bringing the food back and the things. There's so many things that they can help other employees with together. So, and this thing why employees so busy focusing, I didn't work with Nash and other employees that don't want to help with CBLs and do all of that. Let's do this together under me being over the title. The contract is already signed already. Let's just do this together. And the red sign between them, I gotta let Doug and Miller put their employees in their place. So while I go back and after I get into an argument with an employee at a store, I have to go to the civil rights, then message the Justice Department. I gotta let Doug Miller do all that. That's not my place to put them in employees. And I can be myself as a customer. That's not my place until I get back on the clock. But everybody on Instagram say, Huber, welcome to the team. And just because you got a couple of bad employees at one local store that don't spend their time focusing on Walmart, on Instagram, on Walmart and corporation, and that's on them at the end of the day. But not just continue to just focus and not make this an argument and not make this because they want to argue over petty stuff, and I'm not with all of that. But the devil is trying to community leaders and kids' behavior is trying to stop that. But they think about that, but they don't know how their parents are raising them. The dictators, narcissists, out of a black and white man and doing it. But I'm asking for we can do this together. I was on one of the other Walmart CEO page, and they talk about learn how to attack things in our society. We got to learn how to listen to each other and learn how to understand each other. And just because we have differences don't mean we use violence. We got to know how to work on everybody problem, goal by goal. And just because somebody vote don't mean nothing. You just still can't work on your issues. An election is not going to determine the outcome on everybody because election time comes up again in another 3 years. That's why life is you working day to day goals on yourself and you work on those things. But the family differences in the household and the opinions of others can be the most better thing out of those things. And we have to learn how to make a better world together, not with better pettiness of a narcissist of a business. A guy on TikTok said, "Oh, I don't believe because you're a narcissist. You know how to abuse money and how to abuse those things, but you don't know how to understand it. You don't know how to understand everything that comes with it and understand that everything that comes with it. You just can't have money to be and have money. You have to understand life that comes with money. And some of you don't understand it. You just understand the pettiness out of it and want to get what you want, like bitterness out of it. You don't understand it. You don't understand those things. So let's just focus on the things that we trying to focus on to get where we trying to get. I don't know everything. So when I say that the DA want to hide stuff and lie with these yellow breeds and all the rest of them, and to know what Houston did, I don't got time for the. They know about Jay Prince. They know about all of their behavior, and it's about if you're gonna put a stop to them. It's about if you're gonna put Jay Prince and all of them in jail, and all of them in jail, and Houston Lakeith, all of them. It's about if you're gonna put a stop to them. So all of them that's involved. It's about if you're going to put a stop or you're going to play dumb with the rest of them. Or you're going to play dumb. Everybody from around the nation, from New York. I didn't talk to people on different platforms in Houston. I wanted to bring Disney Channel to Texas, also talking about the music. But I'm not going to worry about others' behavior. I'm not going to worry about others' behavior because your own opinion is trying to show, and you'll do anything to get your own opinion. That's not how you win it. It doesn't matter even about an election because you can still work on getting your point of views even when somebody win an election. And that means you go into darkness and you work behind the scene and you focus on your household and not focus on others, and your political opinion will win the next election of those things. And sometimes you have to plan as you go to see it. Because it's not just about things, it's about your vision. And not just about a vote, it's about your vision. It's about things that you can able to go see. I told people I don't need the fame. And these kids want fame and all that with the pettiness of Big X Plug. Because I've been in Mardi Gras. My fame has already happened in Mardi Gras in New Orleans when millions came and saw me playing instruments. So why do I need that? And they fight for something because they just want fame and money, but they don't want the change that comes with it. They don't want all of the responsibility, the load that comes with it. Because you just work for money to take care of your family, but you got to have business, the revenue of it. But they try to break my mindset and they intimidate me and break my mindset. Why Judge Kennedy and the state attorneys from the security guard from the different courtroom can't lose their job? They playing dumb. They playing dumb. And the more they don't lose their job, the more we're going to have a problem. The security guards know what they did. They know what they did. It's about them doing what's right and stepping down and doing what needs to be done. All of them know what they did. So it's about doing the job that needs to be done. But if a black man, I'm sitting at a CPS, the second CP, but a black woman say, if I don't invest in you, that's on me. All right? If God and Jesus is my investors, it's because your city of Dallas, y'all don't believe in God, and my God and Jesus invest me. I don't need a black woman that got a problem. And what a community of a Mexican got a problem, I don't need that because my God is my God at the end of the day. So I got to know how to manage things. Yes, I'm going to start a label. Yes, I'm going to start these things. But it's going to be in a time of deception not being involved. Deception of a community. Deception of Houston rappers and Yellow Breezy and getting away with it. And these kids, they already know about those kids and the jealousy. They instead of trying to get me to pitch a fit and throw bad energy, and they already know about you. They already know about all of you. They know about Yellow Breezy, but they instead of trying to come at me wrong, and they kids and they parents and the rest of them. But Trump and his community can't accept the loss. Can't do the men Sabina worked out our problem when things get back together. That's what we worked out our issues. We worked out our issues. But tell Desmond Miller, Xavier was jealous on the clock, and Charles and all the rest of them, Xavier and James was acting jealous when My barber come, I see you, Hubert, and all the rest of them coming in. And James was acting jealous on the clock, and Xavier was acting jealous. See the spirit if you can see it. See it. See it if you can, if you can understand it. See if you can understand it. But your political opinion of your employees still trying to be embarrassing the customer. Look at that customer behavior at that register. But they want to call me a thing because I'm not violent with a black man that's being petty with a white man or a Mexican. They got their own point of views. We all got different mindsets, but we got to know how to get along with each other at the end of the day when we all see the world different out of our own eyes. So I was going to college, I was going to thrift stores, I was going to elementary schools. I was going to these things. I was doing all of these things. I was doing all of these things. So if God is protecting everything about me and protecting my spirit from hatred and liars, they got to call it a name when they can't understand it. So that's what the humans are doing these days. They got to call it out his name when they can't understand the spirit and understand God. So they got to call it out his name because they can't understand the spirit and the mindset. So they got to make up things. And God told me that was going to happen. So they got to make up names because they can't understand it. And they going to try to force their way to not understand it. About manipulation and doing all of these things. And like we stand for the same thing. Like we understand each other for the same combo and the same thing that we understand. But Obama and Donald Trump can have their differences, but you put me in your political opinions. Because how a black man, I'm used to walking home with a Mexican. I'm used to walking home. I'm used to having my Mexican girlfriend and Tasha walking home with her, picking up her from her house. I'm not with the concept of what you're trying to throw at me. I'm not going in a jail cell. We can't talk like that. I'm not used to all of those things. I'm in theater class. I'm doing things. I'm not used to all of those things that you're trying to throw at me. And Trump and Governor Abbott and the society of the old mindsets, OGP, Yellow Breezy, Soldier Boy, all the rest of them in Houston and Dallas. They mindset, the way they see the world, is they instead of trying to throw it at the same thing. But they need to take a step back and look at it from a while and go on a journey. If you're a Houston celebrity, if you Bumblebee, take a step back and not always see it your way and try to see it in a different light of others in the other world. And that can be the most biggest difference of them all. So we have to learn how to be more valiant with our offers. And I love my mama to death. I love her to death, but you to a point where you can't keep certain things in an elevation, man. You can't allow people to do. I told you what I signed. I'm not that. I told you what I signed. And I told you what I signed. They gotta let it go. They gonna start. They gotta let it go. So let's continue to stay focused. Let's continue to stay on our determined. I'm telling her what intention. I'm telling her, and if I tell her again, she don't have to believe it at the end of the day. But I'm not gonna keep on letting people putting pressure where God is trying to make sure my universe match and make sure my spirit match and let them not play with it and lie anymore. And this is God and Jesus trying to do. Everything is like a target practice. Like when you ever watch Police Academy and you shoot your gun at the one, God trying to make sure I maintain for good. He trying to say, he tell you, but I'm trying to make sure you maintain. I'm trying to make sure you stay focused for good. And you're trying to stay focused and maintain for good. I was taught at 14 and 15 years old, you handle your business, you talk to business people. We're going to the mall, we're going to job fairs. We going to add a job fair by Perry Jim. We doing things. So when we are understanding each other in a nice and format, guy, I was taught not with anger. And we cut grass every summer. In Carrollton, Texas, we had a movie projector night at the park. We had all of those things. So we had all of those things and all of those things that we doing. We knocked on people's door each summer. We cut grass. So my life don't match up with Yellow Breeze or Big Tuck and the rest of them in Houston. I'm living too different. I know how to make money in different ways without getting caught, without doing things and that foolishness. This I've gone to the like at the park, like I go after school to my friends and we sit at McDonald's or Jack in the Box in Addison and we go play Digimon cards or Pokemon cards. We matching cards and I'm watching my friends play. I'm going to my friends' middle school games, understanding those things, and having those things, and going to my friend other school, have preview of his thing, and doing all of those things. But I can't always, and Trump and because you meet Yellow Breeze and a couple OG people, they trying to throw their own lies at, cause they stuck in their old mindsets. I'm used to having a Muslim classmate and we up there talking and we talked about, I'm used to having a Muslim classmate, we sitting at the lunch table together, then me and her sister, and we all talking. Sometimes I'm walking her sister and them to their car, and we all talking. And the concept of what they trying to throw at people is not to understand it. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta keep things the way we need to keep it to maneuver it to where we are trying to go in life. And that's the most important thing to get where we trying to go. So I told people what it was, and people don't understand. Because I once said I was a Walmart CEO. That's why Joe Biden is what that is. I'm not gonna keep explaining myself for nobody at the end of the day. I'm not gonna keep doing it. And that's just the bottom line of that. My name is Super Huber Seller. I'm not gonna keep understanding myself at the end of the day. I'm not gonna argue with people, but I'm not gonna argue with them. I'm not gonna do that at the end of the day. So let's just keep the positive out the outlook and keep the positive, Hubert Seller Jr. Let's keep the positive out of it. And look at that. I told Tubman Miller and the Justice Department to look at the Kermit from Xavier behavior when being a family member. Hubert, we grown, we miss you. Tabitha, everybody. And look how they was acting. Jealousy behavior. And then Jessica manager gonna say, oh, if he becomes manager, I'm quitting. Usually I ain't friendly with everybody. Come on, that's my job when I'm out on the floor to talk to people. I'm standing outside the deli with my robe on, right? And I'm looking at my coworker from the outside, and I say it out loud. Jessica should think before she hire people. We looking at the mindset of people. And the customer say, Huber, you right. The mindset was a nice, beautiful woman. But also we was talking about in the company and the customer, me and another customer was talking about they don't invest in a disability, but they spend all that money, but they don't invest in a disability. Now, if me and a customer talking about that in the store 2996, and we talking about how our government and our community don't invest with disability, and I'm having a conversation with customers off the clock about the disability situation. What do that mean? And I need Doug Miller to hear me. I need Doug Miller and the rest of the CEOs to hear me. I'm talking to your customers about it, and they agree with me on certain things. I'm talking to your customers. I'm not trying to cause no problem. A guy asked me about a book that I was reading at McDonald's. How do you like? And I told him I was explaining to him and what I read out the book. But the conversation of how y'all acting and Xavier and Art James acting with the rolling his eyes and Xavier doing what he doing and all the rest of the employees doing. Then they try to talk about my situation like they know what's going on. And before I left, before y'all didn't even want to hire me, With that conversation, we're going to get to the bottom of this right now. And they did it again. They want to speak about situation. They want to speak about it again. So when we come again, I want the 299 employees to realize when we get back together, because we is going to see each other. God said we is going to see each other, and we're going to shake hands with each other. And I promise that. And I want the employees, you want to speak negative and say something's wrong with me? No. They didn't even want to hire me. We're going to get to the bottom of this right now. And the behavior from Charles, I'm at Whataburger at night at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning in Whataburger. And man, Princess and some of the Whataburger employees talking at 12:16. We would talk every night. So when they come in at Huber, how you doing? Give me a hug. You gonna come back to Whataburger and talk to us and stuff? Like I'm like at nighttime, and the employees didn't like the concept of it. Of me, this comment, come on, what was said in there? I can't help it that need the girls at Whataburger and everybody coming and talk and say, Huber, what you doing today? And they getting off the clock and they coming and talk to me to have a conversation with me, and we interacting with each other, and your managers and that worker get mad and put me in that office. That's not how you deal with business like that. And then Charles gonna walk away in 2019. Tell him how he walked away as a child. And Russell is not the only one. Russell's about the only one was willing to talk while Charles walk away as a racist man. That's that you making your business bad. But you gonna say a corporate office lady gonna say you don't need, that's your problem. That's one lady. One stuck up lying lady. But the career management and everybody else, that's why you gotta X the ones out with the negativity. The people that's in the corporate office that sit up there, you gotta exit those ones out with the negativity energy that don't know how to behave and do business. You can just give me, hey, you're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna lose a lot with that. So if you prepared to lose a lot behind your community and behind your one manager corporate office opinion, and you got other people from around the world, and then you got people on Instagram. So let's keep this going and keep this going with this. And then Raymond, I cut Raymond off. I said, hold up. He said something, and I made it very clear he was going to be held accountable for what he said in that movie theater. And he called me last year when I cut him off. So we got to keep going and just keep doing what we do to stay focused. And I'm trying to stay focused right now without all of the mindset behaviors and all of the behaviors that got a problem and not understanding it. So let's just keep the positive going and trying to talk about something. So maybe I will get my music played. Maybe I will get things. Maybe I don't know how the things are gonna go. But if people instead of trying to push their opinions on me. So let's just stay focused. Let's just stay focused. Let's just stay focused, and while we continue to stay focused and focus on the positive things and not the negativity things, but it's all on them that they continue to lie. And God said, just let the chips fall. If they come back with that same lie, I guess we're going to have to fight again if they come back with that same lie, God said. I guess we're going to have to fight again, right? We just going to have to continue to fight till we can't fight no more. That's just the way that they can come out with the same lie and the same energy. I guess that we just going to have to continue to fight. That's just the way it is. So that's just the way things is. So that is the way it is. So let them laugh. Let the lady, they've been laughing and turning and antagonizing. And the kid trying to say, I mean, no, guys, go ahead. They've been knowing about y'all, man. So let God just continue to show us and continue to do what we need to do. I'm not trying to argue no more. I'm really not, guys. I'm trying to calm the spirit down and calm the mindset down, but God trying to focus the spirit for the liars and the people that stand for wrong and don't understand it. So tell Yellow Breezy to stay where he at, and I wish him the best. And I wish him the best of luck. But I got other battles to fight. I don't got time to argue with you when God got me on a bigger mission. Saka Wakan, I don't got time to argue with you when God sent me on a bigger mission. I don't got time to argue with teenagers. So let's continue to do what we need to do.